What's up guys? Today we're looking at Battleslash and Roadtrap. Now the release of these two guys caught me completely by surprise because I must have missed out seeing any of their prototypes at convention pictures and so on. But seeing how these two guys are actually seeing their release first right here in Singapore, plus the fact that I had the original G1 toy got me really excited, so I rushed down and bought them from the store over here in Singapore. And anyway, let's get them open and review them now. And here they are out of their packaging. There are the robots, the instructions, and the trading cards. Strangely, I was given a Swoop trading card that came along with Battleslash, probably wrongly packed in. Roadtrap's trading card is pretty cool. Nice artwork, same as on the front of the packaging. And on the instructions, they show you how to change from robot mode to vehicle mode, and also very interestingly on the other side, how to combine the two dual cons into one robot. Taking a closer look at Battleslash, he has silver paint on his face, red paint on his eyes, a little bit of scratch on his right cheek, if you can see there. Very sharp Decepticon logo application on his chest. Very nice metallic purple paint also. Some black paint on his elbows, and then blue paint on his feet. He only has one accessory, which is the helicopter blades. You cannot remove them. And then for his articulation, he's got a hit on a ball joint. His shoulders are on a ball joint mounted to the back, so it can be a bit weird to articulate. You can move up, like just up to here, and out that much, all the way up. Ball joint at the elbow, can move out like that. Ball joint at the hips, ball joint at the knee. Lets him rotate his knee in and out like that as well, so he can do a full split, and about that much forward and backward. Roadtrap has better and more vibrant paint applications compared to Battleslash. He's got red on his eyes, silver on his mouth, very sharp printed temples on his chest, blue and black on his stomach area, some red on his shoulders, both sides, and red, yellow, and silver on his feet. For articulation, he's got a very tight swivel head, ball jointed shoulders that can go up and out like that, ball jointed elbows in and out, up and down, ball jointed hips that can go forward and backward, in and out. You can do the full split. Forward and backwards. And he's got ball jointed knees that can bend in, up and down, in and out. Some size comparisons. Here they are with another Legends scale figure, with Deluxe, and with a Voyager. So let's do the transformations now. First you want to turn his feet around, cover them up at the bottom. Next you gotta untap his chest and his back, tuck his head in, pull the shoulders out, rotate the arms around this pin, now put his chest back in place, leave his back untapped for now, moving the figure forward. Now look at his arms, turn his hands inward, and bend them on the ball joint and this pin joint here. Do the same for the other hand. Now you notice the blades tend to get in the way of the transformation sometimes, which can get a bit annoying. Okay, now you gotta split the waist apart, pull it all the way to the back, and you will notice that they will form the tail of the helicopter. Put them together at here and here. During this whole transformation, make sure that the front of the helicopter or his back plate is untapped. So now you want to push the nose of the helicopter down. Pull the arms from the sides back up. So then they tap together. Once you have tapped them together, look for the tab over here to the back of the helicopter. Now you want to close the cockpit of the chopper, and while observing this mode, you can see that the blades might knock into the cockpit. So what you got to do is hold this down and try to pull this up towards you. So yeah, you see that the rotors will, the blades will spin freely. Now on to Roadtrap's transformation. You start with his feet. Look for the black parts and flip them out. Then you want to push his feet downwards at this joint over here, not at the ball jointed knees. So what you do is like this, and then push the cover down. We do the same from the other side. And now you can put them together to form the front of 4x4. Next, you want to bring his chest section down to his legs. So what you do is you untap them and then bring it forward and down, like so. And then you want to rotate his shoulders backwards. So and then they will tab in here and here. From the side view and the other side. So yeah, we got to make sure that this seam stays connected throughout the transformation. And now with his head, spin him around, and what you want to do is rotate this backwards and rotate the top of his legs backwards as well. And the final step is putting the two black pieces on his feet into his fists. So here we have a little cross-country Jeep kind of vehicle. The vehicle modes are pretty average. As you can see over here, this chopper is pretty blocky. It doesn't look too aerodynamic, but the rotors work. And for the 4x4, he rolls along just fine. And in the vehicle modes, you can attach on the Prime Masters like this at the back of the chopper over here. Now, since I don't have a Prime Master, I'm just going to use a Titan Master, which is the same thing. And so it attaches over here. like so, and for Roadtrap as well, on his back over here. So yeah, they look pretty weird, but okay. Some size comparisons. Here they are with Legend scale, with a Deluxe, and with a Voyager. Now we want to get them combined into Battletrap, so I'll start with Roadtrap, who will make the legs. So first you remove the two black pieces at the back again. Rotate this part upwards because now he's going to form the legs. And back to the front, turn his head forward. Now you want to split him apart. And now we got to do the same thing as converting him from to robot mode. So you got to rotate this panel up, bring his feet forward. Then fold the black part back in, and we do the same for the other side. Bring the panel up, bring the foot forward. So yeah, that's the bottom half of Battletrap. Now with Battleslash, you want to open the cockpit again. Now untap his arms. Pull them apart, fold them on this part around to the back, and now on the back, straighten out his arms again, flip them around this hinge. Put them together now. Yeah, and rotate his lower arm. And you're supposed to keep the blades somewhat tucked between his two arms, the small robot arms. Now moving back to the front, keeping this untapped still, split the tail of the chopper. Now you want to bend them on this hinge over here, so that it'll tab in on the side. Let's do the same for the other side. And moving on to Battletrap's hands, uncover them and rotate them to the front. And now you want to bring up his head and then close his chest upwards. Now to combine them, there is a port at the bottom of Battleslash, which you would just tab into Roadtrap's head. And it's a pretty firm connection, so here he is. He's got articulation all over. Let's start with the head. So he's got a swivel head, swivel neck, ball jointed shoulders, ball jointed elbows, waist swivel, but it's a bit hindered by the helicopter blades on the back. He's got ball jointed hips, and his knees are really interesting. So what happens is these panels on Roadtrap are actually tabbed in, but if you untap them, then you will get quite a bit of motion with a knee bend. And by untapping them, it actually gives you a very interesting ankle pivot from the ball joints in here and in here. So he's actually pretty well articulated. You can get him posed pretty nicely. Oh, and yeah, he does actually also have a thigh swivel over here. Yeah. So he's pretty poseable, but he just has these loose panels on his legs that kind of bother me a bit, but I would take that sacrifice just so he has more articulation and is more poseable. Another problem I have with his articulation is when I want to move his shoulders, it keeps untabbing over here, so I might be able to tighten that. You might also be able to force an ab crunch out of him over here by bending it forward, but you might end up with a little bit of an ugly gap in the middle of his body. I'm actually pretty impressed with his level of articulation. As you can see over here, he's doing the Iron Man ground punching pose, and he's executing it pretty well. He's got a very sharply applied paint applications on his eyes and on his mouth and nose. He's got a really nice metallic purple Decepticon logo here, some red on his chest, blue on his hands, and the rest of the paint applications that we see on Roadtrap. For size comparisons, he stands a lot taller than a Legends figure, but is just slightly shorter than a Deluxe. And here he is with a Voyager scale figure. Overall, I do not regret picking up Battletrap. He's got some of small issues here and there, like the tabbing and untabbing of parts, and helicopter blades getting in the way of transformation and moving things around. But I would say that he's a very strong and very well articulated modern representation of the character. And I especially have a soft spot for him because I had the G1 toy with me. If you like what you see, please like, comment, and subscribe. And also share this video with your friends. Also, you can leave some comments to tell me what you think of the video and of the toy, and what other things I can do with him to show you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again.